Hey guys, we're back with the final Doctor Who review of the season for Death in Heaven, and once again, everyone's with me.
Yay.
Yes, FreezingInferno, Cat and Kuchiri are all here to give their opinions on the second part of the finale, and what a finale, and let's just get the housekeeping out of the way. Spoiler warning!
The Master regenerates. Clara dies. It was actually the Randy all along.
Danny becomes Iron Man.
The best part is one of those isn't even fake. Technically. Anyway, thank you for that, Kuchiri. So yeah, we had a big quadruple cliffhanger. You've completely thrown off my game now. We had a big quadruple cliffhanger at the end of Darkwater, and it got resolved, kind of.
Danny also becomes the Iron Giant.
Can we get to the episode, please?
I'm Superman.
So yeah, quadruple cliffhanger. It was resolved. First one that was resolved was Clara in the room with the Cyberman, and this was kind of hilarious and a big middle finger to all the people that are going, "Oh, the show's turned to Clara who?"
I love that voice.
No, it was a big middle finger to all the people who thought, oh man, maybe they're going to have this really cool plotline with Clara where she's not actually Clara. And it turns out she never existed. But no, big middle finger, she's just trying to trick a Cyberman.
Yeah.
You say middle finger, I say red herring.
It was one used for basically trailer fodder, and two, it was used to introduce one of the other things that got resolved in one of the four cliffhangers. You know,
Yeah.
whenever she's trying to say, "I'm good at lying." Yes, you are. But yeah.
Yeah, true. But the thing is, I wasn't really surprised by this because Fresno had been calling this was a fake out for 2 straight weeks.
Yeah.
And he was absolutely right.
I'm not gonna brag.
Is it just me, or is this entire season pretty much a middle finger to what fans have been saying for ages? You know, like, oh, the sonic screwdriver isn't a magic wand, and we had that in Robot Sherwood, where she also harped on the psychic paper. And then we had that whole thing with Flatline where it's like, oh, you're giving me the tools of the trade. Woo, doo 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 doo. And now we have this with them, you know, getting angry at Clara Who.
Can I just say, though, on the subject of Clara Who, I love the fact they put her eyes in the title sequence.
And they gave her
Did
top
they
billing.
actually do that? I didn't
Yep.
catch that.
They gave her top billing and they put her eyes in the title sequence instead of Capaldi's.
Jeez, I did not catch that part.
Neither did I.
I think it was just as a gag, but it was hilarious.
It really hammered the point home that, ooh, Clara Who. It made you think
Well, it
for a
was right
second.
after she said. It was after she said, "I'm the doctor."
Yeah.
That is brilliant. I don't care if it's a middle finger. That is some master level goddamn trolling.
The show is becoming self-aware. God save us all.
Man, could you imagine, though, if, like, she had been the doctor the whole entire time, and
It would have been so good.
Capaldi was just some random dude that was crazy? Like, in that episode
Valyard?
with the 10th Doctor. Like, in that episode
Valyard?
with the 10th Doctor, where it had that guy who thought he was the Doctor because the Cyberman implant thingy hit him with a ray.
No.
Magic science ray.
He hit himself with a ray. It backfired.
He gave himself the memories.
Somebody hit somebody else with a stinking ray.
It was called an info stamp, and he used it to blow up a Cyberman, but it backfired and gave him false memories that he was the Doctor.
Rainiac. Shh. You hear that? That's how much I care.
Oh.
We'll move on, shall we?
Yes, please.
So our second resolution, actually 2 in 1, really. We've got the Cybermen marching through London. We've got Mrs. being revealed. And then the Cybermen have been marching out of St. Paul's. And what's our reaction to them? To take selfies.
Yeah. Well, it must be some sort of show or something.
Well, she does say photos of the big metal man £1, which was kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
And she does have the screaming Scotsman running around, so...
Well, there's a reason why they're all taking selfies and acting nonchalant, though.
Because they're idiots.
I was about to say.
Well, some of them were idiots. Some of them were idiots. Also, I think it's kind of a throwback, although I could be calling this wrong, to Bells of St. John when the Doctor appears inside the TARDIS and passes it off as a magic trick. And here Missy was passing it off as some sort of, I don't know, publicity thing. Well, here's the thing about the continuity. The cyber invasion, it still happened. It wasn't retconned out of existence by the cracks or anything like that, because it's actually referred to later in the episode.
Which cyber invasion are we talking about?
Doomsday.
Okay, I thought you meant that one, but Classic Who, there's been like a couple.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Is that the one with the 10th Doctor and Rose?
And the Daleks.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. I don't know episode titles. I know what happens in the episode.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's the one. It was a pretty good finale at the time, but we're not talking about that. But no,
we're talking about a different finale.
We're talking about another finale.
The events
was lazy.
Nice segue, guys. The events of that episode still happen in continuity, and yet you've got people who are posing for selfies and not running away in terror. And they weren't all plants. Okay, you can now say it.
Well,
they were plants.
Hey, the Cybermen look different than from Doomsday. So.
Yeah, but they even refer to them as the Cybermen. Like, there's a broadcast saying we've encountered the Cybermen before, but it doesn't mention the fact they've changed at all.
Or maybe they're just idiots.
Or maybe they're just idiots. Or maybe they're just UNIT.
Yep. Oh, well, UNIT.
Or maybe it's Moffat, and he absolutely sucks at Doctor Who continuity. Gee, I wonder which one it is.
It's probably that they're idiots, actually.
Cat hating on Moffat 5 minutes into a review saying it's so.
No.
Wow, it's almost like I'm a whole different person.
Or not.
We all love Moffat here.
Just like the Cybermen!
This is a Moffat hug box. What are you talking about?
No.
Fire Moffat. Hashtag Fire Moffat.
But
why does he have an Emmy? Why?
Because Hollywood is
here we go.
I'm still angry about that.
Moving on. So UNIT turn up then. It turns out some of the people, at least, not all of them though, were actually undercover UNIT personnel. And they pull guns on Missy and the Cybermen. And Osgood shows up.
Did they ever have, like, even a second of dialogue where they explained how in the world they knew all this was happening?
Yeah, we were investigating 3W for several weeks.
Okay, just checking. Because they came out of, like, nowhere.
Yeah,
Literally
3W
nowhere.
did come out of nowhere. It would have been neat if they were talking about 3W, like, do some sort of Saxton thing.
3W has come out of nowhere for us, the audience, but in terms of the continuity, it's been known for quite some time.
I'm gonna kind of agree with Kuchiri here for one reason, because I've been complaining about the whole Missy thing being built up for 10 weeks. That would actually, given it some sort of foreshadowing instead of just arc mystery, what's it gonna be?
So you would have preferred more of an RTD Harold Saxon arc?
Yeah.
Yeah, something implicit in the background that you
Which,
can't
in fairness,
develop.
that was a pretty good arc.
More like,
It was a good arc ruined by Martha Jones.
No, I mean, the way it was handled, like, slow reveal, and then, oh my god, it's the Master.
There you go. Yeah.
But it would have been nice if we saw some sort of clue of 3W beforehand.
It would also be a nice callback, since this is technically the same character of the Master, having the same Saxton sort of storyline going on in the background would have worked really well.
Saxton did get a mention, actually, later on when I think Osgood was talking about Prime Ministers, and she said she wasn't even the worst we had.
Is that a Thatcher dig?
It might have been a dig at any insert UK Prime Minister here.
Okay, so
insert your most hated Prime Minister here.
I'm not going into politics in these reviews, but yeah, anyway, UNIT are back, and so's Osgood, and she has a costume change, or she's added to her costume.
Bow tie's cool.
Her things are in the 50th anniversary. She was the 4th Doctor, and the start of this episode she's the 11th Doctor, and in the middle of the episode she's the 10th Doctor.
Yeah, she has the 10th Doctor's shoes, I believe. 11th bow tie. Did the scarf make another appearance, or was that retired?
No. It's every the two different scenes. The one from the start of the episode and the one in the middle of the episode. She had a completely different attire.
One where she's confronting Missy.
No. Basically, spoiler alert, if she was ever to appear in another episode, she might have a giant Colin Baker jacket one time, or
Oh no.
a
Oh
leather
my god,
jacket,
yes. Yes.
a leather jacket, a leather jacket by itself, or something like that.
Give
You
her
know,
the
something
question
that's
mark
not.
jumper. Give her the question mark jumper.
Spoiler
Yeah.
alert, that's not going to happen. But anyway.
I think by now the Colin Baker coat has ascended from being the most hated thing to being the most loved thing because it's so hated.
For the love
Yeah.
of God, I know a guy on Tumblr who cosplays in the Colin Baker coat. He spent hundreds of dollars on the Colin Baker coat.
I think people
I
kind
want
of
the
have
Colin Baker
ironically
coat.
grown to like the Colin Baker coat now because it's so bad it's good.
We're well. Anyway, let's talk about Unit and Osgood and Kate Stewart.
Yeah, Kate Stewart's back.
Yay.
Well, Kate
Yay.
Lethbridge Stewart to give her full name. Kate didn't really do a whole lot in the episode, unfortunately.
She had that nice moment where she plopped an old Cyberman head down.
Oh, that was badass. Hey,
Yeah.
here, you left this on one of your previous attempts, Crunch.
Is it bad that I was kind of hoping that was Handles from the 11th Doctor's run?
That would have made
Handles
sense,
died.
though, because Handles was left on Trenzalore.
I know, but I can dream.
Mind you, it's Moffat, so what the hell is with the making sense idea?
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't Handles, it was just a throwback to the invasion.
Or the 10th planet.
Or the 10th planet, but
No, it would have been the invasion.
it was probably invasion because St. Paul's and all that.
10th planet Cyberman looked really bad.
Anyway, units show up, and then they do the most stupid thing they could possibly have hoped to do. We do not shoot the Doctor!
We do not drug the Doctor.
That's right up there with we do not paint the baby green and the list of things you don't do in Doctor Who.
Oh my God.
Here's a question. We know for a fact that from the, what was it, Jane Austen, whatever, Agatha Christie, the Agatha Christie episode that the Doctor can overcome cyanide. Why the hell can't he overcome a tranquilizer?
Because he let it he let it take him.
Okay.
Osgood says, don't fight it, just let it take you. So
Okay.
he does.
Or those sort of drugs were completely different from cyanide. I don't know.
It would be cyanide. Cyanide would kill you. It'd be some sort of knockout drug.
I'm just saying this because I miss Donna going, Mommy! Mommy!
Oh, God.
During that whole scene. I love Donna.
Yeah,
Don't
we
know.
all have done that. But she wasn't in this.
No.
Actually, it would have been kind of neat if, like, every now and then they just have Catherine Tate just, like, walk in the background of a scene. Just randomly.
John the Noble photo bomb. I get behind that.
She looks around, it's like, what the hell is going on? I don't care.
They'd
And
never,
then
bring,
walks off.
they'd never bring Tate back for just that, though.
Oh, she would
would.
love to do that, though. You know she would love to do that. As
Now,
a
if they ever do a
comedian,
Doctor
she
Who
would...
spoof again, I could see that happening. Speaking of comic actors, then we also get another look at Seb. Now, unfortunately for me, I said back in Darkwater, Chris Ellison was one of my highlights of the episode, and here he was completely wasted.
He didn't
Just
do
like half
nothing.
the season.
And there's all these theories. Oh, Seb's the Valiant, or Seb is the real mastermind behind it. Nope.
He gets killed within, like...
I'm going to get to that when it actually happens. But no, he's not the mastermind. He was just the AI of the Never
Seb
Sphere.
doesn't get killed.
Well, arguably he does.
No, because we never actually see the Nethersphere die or go away or anything like that.
But
I'll
you
get to that in the finale, at the end of it. But I just think he was, given how good he was in Darkwater, it's a shame they couldn't give him some better material.
But we're dealing with Moffat. How many times have we said this year, it's a shame that they didn't have better material. It's a shame that they didn't have better material. It's a shame that they didn't have better material.
Yeah. Again, the acting is great, the writing not so much. But Peter Capaldi is so good, I think he's getting the most out of this material. He's getting more of the material than he has any right to do.
Except for in the forest when he was basically bored.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm sorry. sorry.
It's okay. I just wish I wouldn't keep bringing that up. But Seb's a
You're
bit...
so bored!
I wouldn't want to be there either with that script.
all those child actors. Who he had to put over in Doctor Who Extra by saying that I think he said every time the kids were there, we were in danger of being outshone. No, you weren't.
You were in danger of being annoyed to death.
I wouldn't go that far.
This is making me want to yawn just thinking about that episode.
Anyway, Seb's reappearance is to basically set up the final cliffhanger resolution. Danny didn't press the button.
Woo.
So he didn't delete his emotions, but we never see why how he didn't press the button to delete his emotions. I take it we're supposed to assume the boy showing up made him change his mind?
I think it was the boy showed up, and then when the Nether Spirit activated, he was more distracted. What the fuck is this? Why is this being activated?
And the first F-bomb goes to Kuchiri. I wasn't expecting that.
No. You saw the look on his face whenever the Nether Spirit started activating. The look on his face was seriously, what the bloody hell?
Yeah, it's a pretty bizarre place to be in the Nether Sphere if you think about it. So I can understand why he was surprised, but yeah, he's retained his emotions, which will become very important later on, of course. I just wish we could have seen it, but maybe they didn't have time. And then we cut back to Unit and the Doctor, don't we?
No, actually, you skipped over the part where Missy's talking about her master plan.
Oh, can I just say
the cyber pollen?
Can I just say that there'd been controversy over the end of last week's episode where it was revealed that Missy was the master. It doesn't matter who she was. It doesn't matter who she was. Michelle Gomez was just brilliant in this.
But she's still the master.
Star of the episode. You could just forget she was the master and just enjoy her performance.
No, I couldn't, because they kept saying it over and over again.
She went full on ham, and I loved every second of it.
They wouldn't shut up about her being the master. Oh my god, she's the master. Even Osgood was like, oh, she's the master. And the doctor's like, what? And she's like, well, it was easy to figure out. It's like, fuck you.
That did serve a purpose, actually. But yeah, okay. Let's not go into the whole Mrs. the Master thing, because we know it by now. I just thought she did a brilliant performance, and some of her lines were brilliant. Like when the Sidemen are coming out of St. Paul's. No, not say something nice, but when the Sidemen are coming out of St. Paul's, and Osgood's like, how many are there? 87, OCD. Only one, Queen of Evil. Anyway, now I've brought up Osgood again, we go back to Unit and the Doctor. And another...
And he's being thrown to a plane.
He's been thrown onto a plane, yes.
And he's being told that there's like some sort of code going on.
Did anyone catch the potential continuity error when they were talking about getting the TARDIS out of St. Paul's?
Yes.
They say, right, we couldn't find Clara or get access to St. Paul's, but you got the TARDIS out then? Yes, and we locked the place down. Wait, what?
No, I'm pretty sure they said the place was on lockdown first, and then he's like, where's Clara? And they're like, oh, we couldn't find her. And then he sees the TARDIS, he's like, but you got the TARDIS out?
Yeah, so
it's like,
they couldn't go into the building to get Clara, having just said they couldn't get into the building.
The TARDIS was pretty deep in the building. The Doctor very obviously had to go up a whole bunch of stairs to get out, so obviously the TARDIS was deep in the building.
The TARDIS was in the building, and so was Clara, so realistically, you should have
Clara,
gotten
and it's like, for some reason, the Cyberman had brought Clara out into the hallway rather than keeping her in the office.
Yeah. Sorry, what did you say just then, Fresno? Why, you were kind of quiet.
I was just going to say, maybe Clara had been hauled off by Danny by the time they got the TARDIS back. I don't know. I don't remember the episode exactly.
No, it hadn't.
Okay, continue.
If we believe this...
No, he might have a point because according to the continuity, or the way the episode went, the scene with Clara and the Danny Cyberman happened before the part with them getting on the plane.
Yeah, well, if we take the episode running in real time...
Oh, by the way, Danny's a Cyberman now.
Well, that was obvious, because everybody that was in the Neversphere is a Cyberman, but as we say, he's retained his emotions. And seems to have a strange catchphrase of correct.
What kind of catchphrase?
Correct.
Oh. I didn't really think that was just a catchphrase.
Well, not a catchphrase, but it's something he kept saying.
Well, yeah, because if you just say correct, that sounds exactly like how a machine would sound. Like when the Cyberman would sound. That would hide his identity because he wanted to hide it from Clara for a while.
So you're saying he was trying to sound like a Cyberman without actually being a Cyberman?
Yeah.
He was sounding like a Cyberman, though. I think how they explained was he wasn't connected to the hive mind yet.
Because he still had his emotions. He didn't have the inhibitor chip.
Oh, that's going to hurt so bad when we get to the end of this episode. But, yeah, so Danny's a Cyberman now. We go back to the plane, and we're introduced to a minor character called Colonel Ahmed, who did nothing.
Wait, he had a name?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, the doctor calling him a man scout was funny. The first time it happened.
Yeah, just like the first time calling Danny a PE teacher.
Yeah, you read my mind. It got overused pretty damn quickly.
I wonder whose fault is that got overused.
Moffat!
Do we even need to answer that at this point?
Yes. Mostly because I want to yell out Moffat really loudly.
Yeah.
Well, you better get your licks in now, because we're done the season for a while.
Well, till Christmas, yes, till Christmas. The season is technically not over. It's over on Christmas Day. But we'll get to that when we talk about the future. Anyway, we kind of jumped ahead to it. Also, I want to point out that the actor that played Colonel Ahmed, who, by the way, his most interesting part was to die. That's not a good character. When your most interesting scene is your death, that's not a good character.
No.
They just need to just start putting red shirts on some guest stars now, from now on.
And here's the thing, he was a pretty big guest star. He's Sanjeev Bhaskar. He's another comedian. That's the third comedian they've cast, by the way, in Series 8. Brent Skinner, Chris Ellison, and Sanjeev Bhaskar. He's also done
It's almost like they're running out of actors to kill.
Also, I apologise. I kind of skipped ahead because you're right. Danny's a Cyberman now, and there's this great, well, not a great scene. There's this scene where Clara is trying to convince the Cybermen that she is really the Doctor, and she got quite a few of the details right.
Yes, because this is the only goddamn time Moffat remembers. Oh wait, she saw the Doctor's whole entire goddamn life. Yep. Maybe I should use that.
Yep. And we also got another tease of the Doctor's real name being revealed.
Which they never do, anyways.
Does Clara know that? I can't remember.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, she saw it in a book.
She does know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And then he erased their memory, and then she remembered all of it. And so she knows the name.
She saw it in...
It was that Journey to the Center of the TARDIS thing, I believe.
In the History of the Time War, that's it. In the book that was in the TARDIS, yeah, that's right. Okay, well, that's fair enough then.
More than likely, with all the build-up, his name is like Marion or something.
Oh, God. I personally hope we never find out what his name is, because that would just... For me, that would just take away from the mystique of the character.
It would ruin it.
And we've done that plot line before.
Mm.
Last season, in fact.
Moffat repeating plot lines? No. It's not like he did the same thing here that he did in Closing Time.
Except that he totally did, sort of. We're skipping ahead a lot, aren't we? But,
I'm very angry.
No, we just really want to talk about the ending of this episode, I think. I think that's half the reason why...
Well, yeah, but we have to get... We can't just go, right, instead of reviewing all the episode, we've
got so much in the middle to yell about, though.
Yeah, there is
something... Which was really boring.
Specifically, there was something in the middle I want to yell about later.
Can I talk about one scene that I really actually liked?
Go on.
So there's this part where it's obviously in a morgue, and there's this guy watching the news, and they're talking about, how the Cybermen are popping up out of the graveyards, because Missy has some sort of cyber pollen stuff that turns the dead into Cybermen.
Somehow.
So, and it's all sparked by water. Maybe the dark water, I don't know. That'd be actually really cool if it was the dark water that did it. So the guy notices something, and he gets up, and he splashes into water, and there's like a body on the table, and he hears like the rattling of all the containment units for all the bodies. And then you see the body on the table slowly sit up, and the sheet fall off, and there's a Cyberman there. So obviously the mortician, whatever the hell those guys are called, he runs off. The Cyberman gets up, looks in the mirror, looks at his face, and you could just feel the utter despair of this man as he's looking at himself in the mirror. And then he reaches over and he picks up a piece of paper with Danny's name on it, and you just know who this Cyberman is.
Yeah, I thought that was handled quite well.
It's a brilliant scene.
The direction in general of this episode was really, really good. I think it's Rachel Talalay, who's worked on Continuum, among other things. She's an American. Did a really good job again with the direction for the episode. I hope she comes back.
America.
Fuck yeah.
That was a very quiet America there, but...
Well, if I said it at normal volume, it would burst your eardrums because you're not American.
It probably would.
America!
Yeah.
Fuck
It probably would, yeah. Let's move on. But actually, no, before we do that, though, what you were talking about with him in the mirror, looking in the mirror, that's a nice little throwback, I think, to the Age of Steel. When one of the Cybermen who's just had their emotions unlocked by Mickey and
what's
Jake
her name?
looks at the mirror and is crying.
It's the mother. It's it's her mother in the alternate timeline. It's Rose's mom.
Really?
Jackie.
Yeah.
Is it meant to be Jackie or just a random
Yeah, that
Cyberman?
was Jackie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was Jackie that looks in the mirror after...
And started to cry.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. You learn something every day. Okay, then. We go back to... what were they calling this plane? Was it Bird 1?
Air Force One, because that's pretty much what it became.
It literally was, because the Doctor's now the president of the Earth.
Yes. Yeah.
Yay!
Well, I mean, Kate made a good point. I mean, if you wanted to have an expert on the alien authority as the president of Earth, who else were you going to pick?
Someone who doesn't abandon Earth because of a moon baby.
He technically didn't
Just
abandon
saying.
the Earth, though, but I know you didn't like Kill the Moon.
but
We're not going into that. We're not going
Oh,
into
God.
that.
We
Oh,
are now, Rainiac, since you mentioned it. Good job.
son of a...
No, we're not. We're not. I'm taking control again, goddammit. Oh, one
No,
thing
you're
that
not. You can't take control of this train.
I can tip the hat to Fresno. I'm afraid it is canon now. The Master did go back into the Time War at the end of time.
Mm-hmm.
Missy claimed
And then
as
he
such.
screwed everything up, I bet.
Missy claimed as such. So Fresno got that right, and I have to eat some crow there.
Well, to be fair, Missy does lie horribly later on, so we have to take everything she says with a grain of salt.
Wait, what did I get
Because
right?
she could
She
be
was
lying
in the time
right
lock.
now.
Oh.
And I was
I
going,
don't
well,
even
no,
know.
the Master could have burned his life force up and then return another way. But no, she said, you saved me and Gallifrey.
Huh. I didn't even know I called it. Oh, well.
But again, she lies later on, so we cannot, take that as she says it.
And if I can just go on a brief tangent about Missy here, I absolutely hate the fact they didn't give us a definitive explanation for how she came back.
Well, yeah, because it's Moffat.
But John Sim got one. Well, actually, no, that was RTD, damn it. But John Sim got one in the end of time. And I'm absolutely gutted we didn't
because it wasn't Moffat.
You've made your point about Moffat, God.
No, I haven't.
You've got a long
no,
way to
no,
go
no,
yet,
stupid
Rainiac.
question.
Do not put Moffat and God in the same sentence.
I'm
It's
also
an insult to
disappointed
atheists.
we didn't get a regeneration scene between Sim and Gomez. Because that would have been brilliant.
Who knows? Maybe they'll retcon it here, and
There were rumours he'd shot one, that John Sim had shot one for the future and had done the regeneration, and then they were just going to impose insert actor here.
Damn it, Rainiac. Now all I can think of is Michelle Gomez grabbing her boobs and being like, oh, I've got girls now. When she regenerates.
She probably would have. That's the funny part.
And this is why I should be the
funny.
writer for Series 9. I'm kidding. But
I feel funny. There's a lot less tightness down here. Oh.
maybe that's why they didn't do a regeneration scene, because they went with the whole Time Lord, the Time Lady thing. But just a
This
nitpick.
is technically a kid's show.
Just a nitpick. I don't like it when the characters just return for no reason other than because it's cool.
Such as almost everyone from Unit.
But there's an explanation there, because they were investigating a threat. Missy was just like, oh, suddenly the Master's a chick now. What? You see the difference? With Unit, they had a reason in the plot for them to be there.
I have a whole argument and a rant that I want to make, and it makes sense why I didn't really think Unit should have been there, but that's whenever we get to the end.
Okay.
You know what else doesn't make sense? Why in the world Danny takes Clara to a graveyard?
Yeah, no, that was completely random. I think I even said in our Skype chat, like, what's the purpose of her being randomly in a graveyard?
You know what else?
It's like the only reason to be there is for the climax, where like all the other Cybermen are.
Back on, you call it Air Force One, whatever it's called. Osgood gets a brief moment to shine. She gets to show how intelligent she is, albeit with the line that Kat already quoted about, I thought it might be the master regenerating to female form.
God damn it, that was such a middle finger!
It's a shame it didn't do her any good in the end, because, and this is the thing...
I'm sorry, I'm raging over here.
This is the thing I want to rant about. Perhaps above all else. Okay, this is the second time that the Doctor has offered a companion role to somebody in this series. The first time was Perkins. And both times they haven't become a companion. But I'm far more bummed out about this, because she would have been a perfect companion for Peter Capaldi down the road when Clara left.
The fangirl.
She's slightly nerdy, she's whip smart, she's beautiful.
She's a fangirl.
Yeah, she's beautiful, but not in a conventional sense. I get why they did what they did with her. But it's such a waste.
Were we looking at the same... Rainier, were we looking at the same character? Because literally, the only part of her that wasn't beautiful was the fact she wore glasses. And that's only because they were the big, blocky ones. Meant to make her look nerdy.
Hey, I like girls in big, blocky glasses.
I said she was beautiful, just not in the conventional sense of most companions in Doctor Who.
Kuchiri, I'm so glad I wear thin glasses.
Oh. But anyway.
Oh my god.
That's all I meant.
This also, wait. This whole thing also goes on to the fact that we've been talking about companions and shit throughout the whole season. I mean, every episode has some sort of companion subtext / vibe to it. And this one's no different.
Yeah, but unfortunately, in the cruelest way, it gets subverted.
Yeah, because, the Missy uses some hypnotic lipsticks, kills 2 guards, and then kills Oswin.
Osgood. Oswin's Clara.
That's why I call her fangirl, because it's easier to differentiate between the two.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyway, but the fact is, one of the things I kind of want to rant about this scene, why only 2 guards?
Not just why only 2 guards, why the most incompetent guards I've ever seen?
Seriously, they did nothing while Osgood was going up to her.
I'm assuming they were all rehypnotized beforehand.
Why should you have to assume that? What?
Nothing.
Is there any direction in the scene that suggests they were hypnotized?
Whenever she put the lipstick on, yeah.
Well, it was just lipstick.
It was
That was plain lipstick.
It was.
This version of the Master is a very girly girl. She likes makeup. She likes putting on fancy clothes. She likes expressing the fact that she's a woman sexually. She is a very girly girl.
Does everyone not remember the hypnotic lipstick from
Yes,
River
we
Song?
remember the hypnotic lipstick. That was River.
That was River Song.
And you don't think anyone else could use that stuff?
I don't think she used it. Because she is very attached to the Doctor. I highly doubt she would kiss anybody else but the Doctor.
Like, I don't mind her if that is the reason why. Okay, fair enough. But show us!
I know. She was in handcuffs. She was in handcuffs the entire time.
But yeah, she breaks out of the handcuffs directly in front of them. She grabs Osgood. They don't even move.
They barely even flinch when she shoots them.
I think they were already hypnotized.
But in that case, just tell us.
I am going down on the fact that they were probably already hypnotized. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well,
how?
Point,
when?
Maybe.
R.I.P. Osgood. Anyway, we barely knew you.
I have a point, maybe.
Okay.
Roger Delgado used to hypnotize a lot of people when he was the Master. Maybe that is what Missy did. I am the Master, I am Missy, and you will obey me.
Possibly.
Yeah, but
Could
like,
be.
I don't know. Show us her spritzing on hypnotizing perfume that only affects men or something, but it doesn't affect the
So
doctor
you
because
want her
she's
to be
not a
Uma
human.
Thurman from Batman and Robin? Is what?
Yes, I want her to be friggin' Uma Thurman for Batman and Robin. Just
Or show a
something.
lipstick mark on the faces of the two guards.
Or that. Something other than nothing.
You don't even have to focus on it. It can just be like subtly in the background. But anyway, Moffat did speak about this. He must have known that this was going to be controversial in Doctor Who Extra.
And what did he say?
To quote him, he said, Osgood was the one we threw on the bonfire to make the Master burn brighter.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to actually make this declaration right now. If Moffat's the head writer of Season 9, I'm not watching Season 9. I'm sorry.
I don't think you'll be watching Series 9 then.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's a level of horrible writing that is insulting.
Well, it's
I'm
an old
sorry.
writer's trick. It's an old writer's trick, and it's done. You kill off a liked supporting character to make a villain seem worse.
But we don't need the proof that this villain is worse.
The problem with that The problem with that is that Missy is killing people left and right, regardless of who they are. So this technically has absolutely no point because she's going to kill everybody anyways, if she can. Especially if they have even the slightest connection to the Doctor. So this made no sense.
It's just horrid writing. No, it's just legitimate horrid writing. I'm sorry.
It's Moffat.
That's why Moffat did it. Doesn't mean I have to like it, and I don't.
I don't like anything Moffat does.
I think they took a character with a lot of potential and just wasted her for that one moment. I mean, okay, her singing "Hey Missy" was hilarious. I'll just point that out when she's in the handcuffs, or maybe she was already out of the handcuffs at that point, but when she's singing "Hey Missy, You're So Fine," that was hilarious.
I liked that as well.
Okay then. Apparently our connection to the nether sphere is faulty.
Wait, Fresno's in the nether sphere? That explains so much.
Yes, I tried to shoot Kuchiri for his bitch comment last week, and I missed and hit Fresno instead. Sorry.
Damn it.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, he moved.
Anyway, with Missy out, this can only lead to chaos, and it sure does when the Cyberman appears on the wing of the plane.
Yeah.
Because the Cyberman are now Iron Man. Yay!
Yeah, they can fly now, which is kind of weird.
I don't mind them flying. Which is what we've been asking to do without the stupid, we're just going to upgrade this, we're just going to upgrade and therefore we don't get affected by disintegration weapons. What?
It's like, I don't care who you are. If you're a human, and even if you have all your emotions done, the first thing you want to do as soon as you become a superhuman thing is fly. So why they haven't done this sooner, I don't know.
Can I also say that I just love how nonchalant the Doctor's reaction was to the Cyberman appearing? He's like, oh, there's a Cyberman out there on the fuselage.
Because I think at this point in time he was like, fuck it.
Possibly.
Or possibly Capaldi was like that because it's Moffat writing.
Yeah, I honestly would believe that one even more.
While this chaos is happening on the plane, it's not just one Cyberman, it's an entire fleet of them, by the way, and they're slowly tearing the plane apart.
Random Admiral dude dies.
That's, as I said, that was his best moment in the episode.
Well, he's sucked out the window.
He gets pulled out of the window. He's not sucked, he just gets grabbed by one arm and thrown outside. That's terrifying.
Well, you can still hear all the wind starting to suck all the air out of the, equalize the pressure, so.
Yeah. Anyway, the Doctor manages to get down to the, would you call it the hold, I suppose?
Yeah.
Cargo bay.
He discovers that Osgood is dead.
Which would, and if this was any other storyline, would cause the Doctor to go, into super, I'm just going to destroy you and everything you love mode. But he doesn't.
Well, he's in two minds, isn't he? Because on the one hand, Osgood's dead, but on the other hand, it's the Master. His old friend.
Still hasn't stopped him from going on to vengeful mode against someone who's killed someone who was innocent that he liked.
That's true. Anyway,
And also, really, it's the master. You don't want to take your eyes off her. She's unpredictable in this state, so
I still
if
can't
he
get used
took
to
her eyes
saying
off her for a
her
second.
in regards to the master, but yeah.
Do you just want us to call her Mistress? Because they actually did start calling her Mistress near the end of the episode.
I don't mind what you call him, her, whoever, but
It.
Michelle Gomez. There you go.
The new face of LGBT.
Oh my god. Just do what I do and call her Missy.
Look, I don't think the Catholic Church needs help thinking that all LGBT people are crazy homicide freaks.
Missy is a good way of it. Anyway, the Doctor encounters Missy again, and during this encounter, we get another thing I wasn't really happy about: the resolution to the woman in the shop conundrum.
Ugh.
Lazy writing!
It just feels so safe.
Lazy writing!
Okay,
Like,
it makes
maybe-
sense. Except it doesn't. Because last week Clara couldn't recognise Missy.
Well, wait. What if she called the shop or something?
No, the woman in the shop wrote it down for me. So she actually saw her. Yeah,
Moffat!
he forgot that he had a scene where Missy and Clara interact, and Clara doesn't recognise Missy as the woman in the shop. Now, granted, that would have given too much away.
Maybe
I
she
can
had a
rationalize it, but it doesn't
mask?
matter.
But
Maybe she had a mask?
it's a wasted opportunity. A mask.
Yeah.
It's just lazy writing.
I
Or
can
maybe she
rationalize
had
it,
maybe
but,
she had like a perception filter or something. I don't know.
Do you know? No. Can we not, every time the characters don't see things they should be seeing, can we not just go, oh, it's a perception filter? You talk about lazy writing, that's lazy explanation.
I'm trying.
Okay, fair enough. I like the fact you're trying to... I like the fact that with Fresno sort of out of it, you're trying to take up the
I'm
mantle.
trying to talk, but you're all yelling.
Sorry. Go on.
It doesn't matter, I suppose.
Just say it.
All right. Well, I don't know. It's kind of flimsy, I guess, but I just figured that. Do you remember some woman from the shop that you went to a year ago?
Yes.
If she'd given me the number of the doctor who I went on to travel with, yes.
Okay, you got me there.
And you gotta remember, early on this season, the doctor made her start thinking about this whole thing. The lady in the shop. He said it a few times, you know.
Although actually Fresno has a point because between the woman in the shop and now, she did go into the doctor's timeline.
Mm.
And that could have filled up her head and made her just sort of push it out of the way.
Yeah, possibly.
Because, I mean, the human mind can only, remember so much data. So rather than forget it, it sort of just pushes it into the back. So it's always there in the back of your mind. You just can't recall it instantly.
Okay. Compared to some plot holes, that one I'll give you.
It's still a plot hole.
Yeah, but that one I will give you. Another thing that I did
And
like
really,
about the scene... Sorry, go on, Fresno.
Really, even if you had a scene in Dark Water where they met Missy and Clara went, "Hey, aren't you the woman in the shop? I don't know what you're talking about." Oh. Clara, please,
But-
let the lady explain, and then you just go on from there.
No. If the second she said that's a lady in the shop, you gotta remember the doctor has been looking for the person that's been trying to force those two to be together.
Yeah, that would kind of ruin it all.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he would have gone into, who are you? Why are you trying to put us together? Because he would trust Clara over this random woman.
Yeah. Another thing I did like about the scene, though, is that it wasn't implicitly stated, but it seems that Missy did indeed arrange for Danny to get killed.
Yay!
Because she says, you'd go to hell if she, meaning Clara, asked, and she would. So she had to set up a situation where she would ask the doctor to go to hell. And that situation is to kill off Danny.
Which is what I said last time, was that more than likely she orchestrated the entire thing.
Yeah, so you were right.
Yay!
You were
One of
right.
my theories was actually right.
I
It doesn't
I'm
make me
gonna-
happy.
I have literally just found a Tumblr blog called "Shut the Fuck Up, Moffat."
Oh crud! You found my blog.
I've seen one around called "Please Fire Moffat."
Oh
That's
crud! You
cats.
found my alternate block.
That's cats.
Oh my god, this is everything we've been talking about.
Yeah. Anyway, continuing the conversation, Kate turns up and then falls out of the plane.
Oh no!
And I thought that was it for her.
And then the doctor falls out of the plane. And then the doctor falls out of the plane.
He's
We'll
killed
get
off.
to that
He's
in a minute.
killed off Osgood. He's about to kill somebody else that we're going to talk about in a minute. I thought this is the episode where he just kills off the supporting cast. He's approaching Joss Whedon levels in terms of killing off popular characters.
Oh, you're
And
talking about
women.
Moffat. I thought we were still talking
No.
about Missy.
I'm talking about Moffat. Also,
Oh.
I don't think the country of Belgium will have taken too kindly to Missy's parting remarks. Kill some Belgians. They're not even French. Wow.
I don't know. We have a show over here in America called Red Eye, and they usually make fun of Belgium all the time.
Having been to Belgium, that's racist.
There's only two people that Missy can't stand. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch.
Belgians.
Same thing.
You were doing fine till you messed that last line up. But anyway, as Kat has quite rightly pointed out, the Doctor falls out of the plane, and it sets up something incredibly bloody cool.
It's Mission Impossible levels of I somehow getting into his TARDIS. And while this is all going on, Missy's somehow back into the Nether Sphere with... wait, how does Missy get into the Nether Sphere?
Bracelet.
Magic.
No, the bracelet is explained.
And Seb's like, oh my god, this is so cool. I can't believe he's doing this.
Can I just say, Seb has the best final words of any Doctor Who character ever. Permission to squee!
And then he dies.
That hurt my voice.
I was kind of
you.
sad. I thought for a second that the Doctor had a parachute on under his jacket and he was reaching for it, but no, he pulls out the key. And it's like, oh, okay.
But that was still a really cool scene. It's ridiculous.
Meh.
It's ridiculous.
Probably actually wouldn't happen because the TARDIS would be falling faster than he would.
But it was like something out of a James Bond film.
Yeah.
And the music was kind of epic too.
The music was The Incredibles.
No, it wasn't, was it?
It sounded just like it belonged in the Incredibles movie.
It was Capaldi's theme, but
It
changed.
sounds like it belongs in the Incredibles movie.
Okay, it
If
sounds
you
like
go
it
back
was
and
an
listen to it, I
Incredibles
swear.
movie.
I swear, if you go back and listen to it, it just sounds like that.
I'm
thought
kind
it was
of anxious to get to the real meat of this episode, which came up just after the plane scene and Seb getting killed for squeeing, and I can't believe I just said that sentence. Seb getting killed for squeeing. Wow.
That's
Anyway,
what Moffat wants to do to us if we let him live.
Everyone.
That's why we're not allowed to squeal anymore, because that's why he has been writing his episodes badly, because he hates when we squeal.
Everyone is now gathered at the graveyard. That's Clara, the Doctor, and Danny.
Danny's trying to get Clara to flip a switch so he turns into a Cyberman.
Love the makeup on
Can we
there.
hold on a second?
Yeah.
From looking back on it, I'm starting to think that maybe Seb was programmed to be kind of like Missy. He has that sort of same affection for the Doctor where he's like, oh my gosh, it's the Doctor. And they both kind of have that same matter-of-fact, dark humor going on for them. The only difference is Missy is a little bit more insane. So I'm wondering if he's like an impression of her brain or something.
We'll never know now because she just casually killed him off.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it'd be a nice little thing to know if that's true or not.
I don't think it really matters at this point, unfortunately. Seb was a very
No.
minor part of this episode. He wasn't a minor part of Dark Water, but he was a very minor part of this episode.
Just sad because I like him very much.
Yeah, I like Seb too.
And you gotta remember, Moffat does not like good anymore. God.
Moffat!
Can we? I'm just going to point out. I love the makeup on Danny's recently deceased face.
That was pretty cool
I
looking.
thought that was very effective, and also them popping up through the graves was full on body horror.
Yeah, except they're
Yeah.
still giant silver men, so it's
Well,
not that
Fresno's been
not
raving
bad.
about how the Cybermen need to go back to full body horror, and they sort of did.
the hell do you mean, sort of?
Well, okay. I didn't expect you to be that antagonistic towards it. Okay, full-on body horror then. No sort of.
It could have been done better. I mean,
this is pretty much just zombies.
basically,
Big, hulking
because
metal zombies.
they're not connected to the cyber mind yet, so they don't know what they're doing.
That's kind of why I enjoyed it, though,
because
it was Cyberman zombies.
Eh.
Whatever, maybe I'm just easily pleased.
Well, the problem is that we see zombies all the time. I mean, they're a staple of games. It's one of the biggest things you can find in movies. So it's like, we're bored with zombies. Do something different other than zombies. It's like maybe if we got a full-on shot of the bodies being turned into Cybermen, which would help explain the rain clouds a bit more, but we don't get that. And it's just like, okay, so they're magically Cybermen.
We also don't get a lot about this. This is like, we're being told what's going on, and we don't get any information like, how does this actually work? You know?
It's like, when in the scene where Danny's turned into a Cyberman, he's looking in the mirror in horror. It's like we don't even see the sheet change in size. He's just always a Cyberman, and it's boring.
I guess. I've praised Michelle Gomez for this episode. Is it fair to praise Samuel Anderson as well?
Which one's that again?
Danny.
Okay.
He did kind of save the world. I mean,
no, but his performance.
Oh yeah, no. It's good.
He made me cry twice, so yes.
I thought he did a very good job of sort of portraying the not quite fully activated yet Cyberman.
And he was also the not quite fully ordained companion also.
Oh, that still sticks in my craw a bit. Maybe, just maybe, some miracle will happen and we'll get him back for Series 9, but I somehow doubt it.
I will say the one part that really rankled on me is how when there's a part where Clara's like looking at the doctor and saying, give me the sonic screwdriver so she can turn on the inhibitor chip because Danny needs to link up into the hive mind. And the whole time, Danny is insulting the doctor saying, this is what an officer does. It's just like when they first met. And it's like, why?
And I complain about this. It's very uncharacteristic. I mean,
we've already had this discussion. It's over. It's done with. We get it.
It's a bit like it never went anywhere. It was coming full circle for no apparent reason.
Yeah, and it's like the whole idea is that it's supposed to have character progression. They're supposed to move on from one thing to the next, and they don't do that. He harps on one thing, like me and Moffat. But at least I have a good damn reason.
Because Moffat writes these horrible plot lines like Danny harking.
All the time. And it's like the whole idea of the Dr. Haynes soldiers never goes anywhere this season either. The only thing that goes anywhere is the fact that everybody keeps saying that the Doctor's like an officer and eventually he becomes president of the Earth and in charge of all the armies.
I'm not even sure why they had the Doctor hates soldiers thing in there to begin with, because it didn't add anything to Death in Heaven.
Really, the Doctor becoming president of the Earth didn't do anything either. He didn't do anything with it.
That was needed for the resolution of the episode, though.
Not really.
No, we're not talking about when he gets the power over the whatevers. We're talking about
president of the
Yeah,
Earth.
but it was him being made president of the Earth that made him realize he wasn't cut out for that role.
No, he did absolutely nothing as president of the Earth. It was Misty handing over the power that made him realize he wasn't good for that role.
And we also got to remember this isn't the first time he was president of something.
True.
So,
I honestly thought, by the way, that when I was watching it the first time, when Clara activated Danny, I thought that was going to get her killed somehow.
It should have.
But no, the Cybermen are defeated by the power of love.
Do you think that should have been how they wrote Clara out?
Again.
Yeah.
I didn't have you pegged as a Clara hater.
I didn't. I'm not a Clara hater.
You just think it would have been better for the character if she just went out at the hands of Cyber Danny?
Yeah, because she literally somehow all of a sudden became, you're the only person I'm ever going to say the words I love you to for the rest of my life. Well,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
I can see where you're coming from. I think she deserved a better exit than that. If it really was her exit, she didn't get it, but we'll touch on that later. Anyway, Danny is activated after a fair few minutes of back and forth between him and the Doctor.
I just remembered. I need to talk about this because this is important. It happened previously when Clara woke up in the graveyard and met Cyber Danny.
Go on.
She's like talking on and on about how there's only one man I will ever trust. There's only one man I will ever follow. He's my best friend. It's the Doctor. And she says that to Cyber Danny. And I know she doesn't know it's Danny. But still.
but she should have. If she was clever, she should have.
No, it's not even that. I'm fine with her not knowing it's Danny and saying all these things to him. But she should have also mentioned Danny. She was ready to blackmail the Doctor, threaten the Doctor, I mean, into taking her to where Danny was so she could save him. She was ready to screw up the timelines for this man. She was ready to go into hell itself to save this man. But she doesn't mention him when she's going on about her spiel about the Doctor? What a bitch. Seriously. You do not do that.
Speaking of what a bitch, at this point, Missy turns up again and takes the whole psychotic Mary Poppins thing a bit far. Floating down on a black umbrella. Well, okay, she teleported, but she still floated down the last few feet on her umbrella. Is it any wonder people be comparing her to Mary Poppins?
No, I don't know, because she's like a crazy Mary Poppins.
I do dig Missy's theme though, theme music. When the Series 8 soundtrack comes out, that's one of the tracks I'm hoping to hear in full.
Well, you know what they say, Raniac, a spoonful of sugar helps the disintegration go down.
Good one.
Did that make up for the mistaken gold member line from before?
I'll give you that, yeah.
It helps, yeah.
I meant to say Belgians, but I forgot what they were called for a second.
It's okay. Remember, we've been talking about them not 5 seconds previous, but it's fine. I did love the interplay and dialogue between the Doctor and Missy while they're in the graveyard together. And the really clever thing about Missy's dialogue, everything she's saying is 100% true. At this point.
As far as you know.
She tells a pretty big lie later, no, about her motivation for why she did this.
As far as you know.
As far as I know.
Who knows? Maybe if this would have gone on the same way, there would have been some sort of bigger, like more, like darker kind of twist that gone on. Why I don't know. Maybe she wants all the Daleks to die so she can rule the universe or something. I don't know.
Well, the Master hates the Daleks, just as much as the Doctor does.
Yeah, but how she said, well, you could use armies of these to, clear out those Dalek labor camps and shit like that,
Yeah, which she brings up. I mean, even if she is lying, her plan is brilliant. It took me a while to figure it out, but it's absolutely stone cold brilliant. She causes all this devastation. No. She causes all this devastation. She then claims in the Doctor's name. That is psychological warfare at its finest. Seriously, if you knew somebody and they went out on a killing spree, right? Just hypothetically, and they came back and said, "I did that all for you," how would that make you feel?
I'd be looking at them like, I didn't tell you to do that. Go back out there and do it again. Now that I've told you to do it. But make sure you only get these people. And then
that wasn't my point, and you know it.
Smooth.
That wasn't my point, and you know it, Kat.
Look, you gave me a hypothetical person willing to commit murder. I'm going to send them after Justin Bieber.
No. That's on everyone's top list.
Oh, God. This took a dark turn very, very quickly.
Justin Bieber and then Moffat.
Also, can I just point out that when the resolution... I keep using the resolution. I've got to find another word for this. When the Doctor realises that he isn't a good man and all of that... By the way, use of the montage, really effective. If a montage is done right, it can add to the plot, and it did here.
I didn't like it.
Why does that not surprise me?
Because it didn't add anything to the scene.
It did.
It didn't.
It was how he. It was him remembering his adventures for this series and coming to the conclusion that he wasn't a good man, he wasn't a hero, he was an idiot.
I like that scene though, but it could have been done a lot better without all the flashbacks.
Also, can I just point out quickly, the Doctor kissed the Master.
And the look on the Master's face as he's doing it.
57 fanfiction writers just punched the air.
No. I love it. I love it. I like that part because it shows, like, wait. The whole idea of the Doctor becoming the leader of this whole thing wasn't actually part of her plan. She was hoping something else would happen. What that would have been, I don't know.
Maybe we'll find out later.
What if the Master always had a crush on the Doctor?
You didn't get that hint from John Sims' performance?
No. You forget, I haven't seen much of Classic Who. I've seen like maybe one episode of it.
John Sims was Classic Who.
John Sims was New Who.
Yes, I know, but I'm saying I have not seen how the old Master acted around the Doctor. So therefore, I don't know how that compares to John Sims. Or Sims, or whatever his friggin' name is.
All right, I get what you're saying. I think there was always a sort of a level of, I hasten to use this term, sexual tension.
No, that was because that's because Russell T Davies had a hard-on for having homosexual tension in all of his shows.
Yeah, I will give you that one. Did
he write Torchwood?
Yeah, he wrote all Torchwood.
That explains so much.
It really does. Anyway,
I love Captain Jack. So
after the Doctor has proclaimed himself to be an idiot, we get the conclusion to this scene in the graveyard, and it's back to Deus Ex Machina territory.
It's Deus Ex Machina, but it makes sense this time.
It's Danny becoming the Iron Giant.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me because he breaks the cyber control seconds after we saw him overcome by the cyber control.
He wasn't overcome by it. If you gotta remember, of all these Cybermen listening to your
he was talking
command,
like he was overcome by it when he was talking about the rain falling again.
Yeah, because he has no emotion aside from love.
Oh.
Which apparently love is not an emotion.
Closing time.
Yeah, it really is like closing time. Also, bonus points for singing Semisonic. Yeah, let's be honest here. This is dangerously close to blowing up the Cybermen with love again, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's dangerously.
How is love not an emotion, though? That's what I want to know.
Because plot convenience demands that it isn't.
Well, really, all emotions are just chemical imbalances in your brain that are triggered by certain events or people, so...
So Cybermen lose control of the brain?
Yes, apparently. Apparently the hive men cannot stand the idea of all these chemicals coming together to form love. I don't know. Maybe it's battery acid to them.
There was one good side to this scene, though. It got Danny to have his well-deserved moment in the sun.
Well, this is what, the fourth time he has to save everyone again?
All right, Caretaker, he flipped over a robot, and it was kind of cool.
That was awesome.
I mean...
Forest of the Night, he uses a flashlight on a tiger. That doesn't count.
He still saved
them.
He
flashed a tiger.
He used a flashlight on a tiger.
He said he flashed a tiger.
I didn't. I said flashlight. I quite clearly said flashlight.
A flashlight? He used a flashlight on the tiger?
I can't help it. You've got a dirty mind, Cat. And you clearly have.
I like how he was blaming Cat for that one too.
I may have misheard that. Anyway, I love Danny's...
Wait. Does that mean I have a high pitched voice, or does Cat have a low pitched voice?
It's late. Give me a break, goddammit.
No.
I love Danny's big speech before he jetted off into the heavens.
Did it end with? Did it end with "I am Superman"?
It was kind of like that, wasn't it?
I'm Superman.
It's a fitting way for his character to bow out. I mean, he gets to be a soldier one more time. He saves the universe into the bargain.
No, he doesn't get to be a soldier. He gets to be the commander of all the soldiers.
Oh, true, yes.
He gets to go down as an officer.
But he rejects being an officer. He says this is not the command of a general or the whim of a lunatic. This is the promise of a soldier.
Well, still, he still commands all the Cybermen.
So he's bringing them down to his level. Or he's bringing himself down to their level, I should say. Anyway, they blow up the cyber pollen, which is straight out of the Sontaram stratagem and the poison sky, by the way. The clouds burning.
He makes all the mean clouds go away.
At the cost of his own life.
And then we have...
Another person.
Then we have the final confrontation between Missy and Capaldi.
Yeah, Clara looks like she's going to kill Missy for her crimes and presumably what happened to Danny. Also, Fresno might be able to confirm this with me. Those coordinates that she gave, were they in Classic Who?
Not that I remember.
Oh, because people were saying that they were. But fair enough. If you say it must be true. You're the biggest authority we've got on Classic Who here.
I haven't seen it all yet, you know.
I know, but you're a pretty big authority on it. Anyway, whether or not those were the coordinates were from a previous episode or not, she gives the coordinates of Gallifrey. Clara picks up Missy's device, which was never really explained.
Cell phone with laser
built-in disintegrator.
You know, all the proper attachments you need to have for a phone.
What's funny is the iPhone 8 that came out the month before was still 5 years behind that one.
Need to vaporize someone? There's an app for that.
Yeah.
Hey, does it bend?
Quite possibly. But the Doctor saves Clara's soul by saying he's going to kill Missy instead. Missy then takes a position between two gravestones, which could be significant for the future, and then gets shot.
Well, wait. The Doctor tells Missy that you win.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And then Missy goes, yeah, I know.
And then gets shot.
Which is a callback to when Sims gets shot by his wife.
I win.
Tennant is like, no, regenerate right now, damn it. I win. Ugh.
Yeah. Do we believe that the Doctor would have killed Missy?
Yes.
No.
I totally do.
No.
He would have.
But I'm glad that he didn't.
He would have.
No, he wouldn't have. No. No, you could see it in his face. Capaldi's acting came through very well here. You could see he would not have done it. He was hesitating far too much.
You can't disintegrate the Master.
Well, apparently Colonel Lethbridge Stewart could.
No, she's not dead.
She's definitely not dead.
That was a teleport.
Yeah, if she's actually dead, there's going to be a whole lot more anger than when it was discovered she was the Master.
She's not dead. Now, whether she comes back as Misty is another question altogether, but...
She better come back as Michelle Gomez.
I am positive she's not
seriously,
dead.
I'm sick of all these regenerations that happen off screen. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay,
she's a fantastic villain. She needs to come back. And Moffat did actually have something to say on this as well. He referred to Anthony Ainley, who played the Master back in Peter Davison's era. No, sorry, that's wrong. Doctors 4, 5, 6, and 7? Fresno, is that correct?
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
The second human-looking Master.
Well, he mentioned how Ainley would get killed, definitively killed, at the end of each of his appearances, come back the next time and say, Master, how are you still here? I escaped. And Moffat is perfectly happy with that kind of explanation, which says a lot.
Well, there was an old joke that Moffat did use a lot, and especially in the Curse of the Fear of Death. I'll explain later.
Yeah, true. But
and then later it turns out to be never.
Other reasons why I think Missy is not dead, just from the scene itself. None of the Cybermen were able to disintegrate flesh like that. Denny shot some Cybermen, but they blew up. They weren't disintegrated. It looks a lot more like a teleport than an actual death, and you can hear a beeping sound before she gets shot.
No, that was the Cyberman charging up something.
You think that was the Cyberman charging up something?
That was Lethbridge Stewart charging up something.
It's open to
presumably
interpretation.
destruct.
Also, the deliberate way she placed herself between those two gravestones. Yeah, she's not dead.
No, she's not dead. No,
She'll be back.
But
That was a huge crapshoot, though, because, I mean, she couldn't have predicted, unless she actually knew that the Cyberman was, well, no, yeah, she was facing that way. She probably saw the Cyberman was there and was like, oh, this guy's going to shoot me, so I better prepare for it.
No, I think she realised the guy was going to shoot her and said, right, this is the perfect time to make my escape.
But see, this is the thing that that annoys me so much. Regardless, it's assumed that the Cyberman, which we find out is Lethbridge Stewart, thanks to a whole little side story. Oh, he always wanted you to, salute him back. By the way, Old Who, did Lethbridge Stewart always salute the Doctor in Old Who?
Can't really recall.
Wouldn't it be really funny if it wasn't actually him? If that wasn't the Brigadier? It was just some random dude who happened to catch her as she was falling.
That is a comedy sketch waiting to happen. It's like the scene goes off, he walks off, takes his mask off. Well, that's my job done for the day.
Anyway,
in fact, if they ever do a sequel to the Five-ish Doctors reboot, they should totally do that and have one of the old Doctors in the Cyberman suit. Although that would be kind of disrespectful to Nicholas Courtney, who played the Brigadier. I'm kind of torn on Cyberbrig. I mean, I just called him Cyberbrig, didn't I? Cyberbrig does whatever a Cyberbrig does. On the one hand, I'm glad Kate survived because we were killing off all the minor characters. One's got to survive. Although, how she didn't break every single bone in her body when she was caught by the man made of metal, God only knows.
Superman logic, Iron Man logic.
And it was
Giant logic.
It was a nice nod to a much loved and much missed character from the show's past. On the other hand, perhaps there was a more tasteful way of bringing him back than as a zombie Cyberman.
I just got one thing to say regarding it. Although it did pull at my heartstrings when I first saw it. Upon reflection, the Brigadier went out better in The Wedding of Ripper Song.
The phone call?
Yeah.
I completely agree. That was a very poignant way to say goodbye to him. Well, the perfect way to say goodbye to him.
And
it just
honestly,
that takes away from it.
That probably should have been. That's how it should have left. I mean, this is a homage. What, 2 years now after his death? 3 years?
So you're saying that Moffat ruined something he did perfectly the first time? Gee, no.
Yes.
And him having free will like that does contradict what the Doctor said earlier about him saying the one soldier not obeying, which was Danny.
No.
He didn't spot the second Cyberman not reacting?
Well, maybe he wasn't in the area at the time. I don't know.
Where did he go after he shot Missy, by the way?
Didn't he blow up?
No, he didn't explode.
He flew off to space. But this
Iron Giant.
Spin-off!
This added to something that I've been complaining about all season. How many conflicts this season, aside from the very first episode, the whatever, that Capaldi was the main force of resolving all the conflicts without either there was no conflict to begin with, or something of that nature. Because it feels like Capaldi, the Doctor this season, has done next to nothing.
I don't think that's fair.
Yeah. Okay, so deep breath. He threw the half-man face guy out the window, which, by the way, we never got the resolution to that. Even though we all know that that's what happened.
You just brought up a very good point I forgot to mention earlier. Why was he brought to the Neversphere when you can't convert a robot into a Cyberman?
Why did they?
Maybe they didn't bring actually him. Maybe it was the human parts of him that they brought there.
Or was he used for the technology to convert the dead?
I don't know.
That would have worked.
Either
I'm
way,
just saying, if they brought the human
now.
parts of him there, then the human parts might still think, oh, I look like this now. I have to keep looking like this. And it's just the power of suggestion that keeps him looking like the half-faced man.
Well, my thing is, it's kind of dumb that they do that, right? Where they brought up this whole thing at the start, and they don't actually resolve. Did he get pushed or whatever? Right. Secondly, what I was going to say, the Doctor only's really had two like major conflicts that he's done himself where he resolved it. I mean, he stopped the
Mummy and Flatline.
and then he stopped the alien creatures from the other one. He really haven't done anything else this season.
Robot of Sherwood, Time Heist.
Well, that was mostly Robin Hood though that fought the
All three of them shot the arrow.
Yeah.
Okay. You can have
Yeah,
that
but
one.
Robin is the one who defeated the sheriff.
You're
so-
not having Time Heist.
Yeah, Time Heist. Time Heist was definitely all Capaldi.
Okay, well
I mean,
then that's
they
three.
had those two, but they didn't do
That's
much.
3 out of, that's 3 out of what, 12 episodes then?
Is that really such a bad thing?
Kind of.
Could you not see it as them changing up the formula a bit so it's less predictable?
But the problem is, okay, you don't watch The Flash expecting Batman to come out of nowhere and save the day.
All right.
You don't watch, you see what I'm saying? We're watching Doctor Who.
What are you talking about? I expect Batman in every single thing I watch.
But even when he wasn't directly responsible for saving the day, he still had a hand in it, usually. Didn't he?
Not really. Listen, he did nothing in Listen. He did nothing in, well, he almost screwed everything up in the fucking Dalek episode, the Into the Dalek. He almost screwed everything up twice.
Yeah, that was
Right.
pretty much Laura.
It's a fair point, well made. It's a fair point. Anyway, if we can just get, because there's like 10 minutes to run at this point of the episode, we get the saddest scene of the whole thing. The conversation between Clara and Danny.
Who is dead.
Well, he's in the Neversphere. He's back in the Neversphere, presumably with everyone else that was converted. Or perhaps he teleported.
Was it really the Nethersphere that they in? How's that thing
Yeah,
going?
well, I didn't think it was the Nethersphere. I
Well,
thought they were
Missy's
just
bracelet
in a place.
allowed her passage from the world to the Neversphere. Danny had the bracelet.
But they exploded.
But yeah,
and
the
Clara
Neversphere's
had the
gone.
bracelet. Clara had the bracelet at the end.
No, she didn't.
But because
Yes, she did. That's what connected Danny to her. You can see it when she goes to meet the Doctor in the cafe. She has the bracelet on.
Because
the Doctor
it
even
just come
comments
through
on
the
it.
Neversphere on the boy's wrist.
Yeah, but I don't think that was the Nethersphere. Because the Neversphere is deactivated.
No, he said the Neversphere was dying. I don't mean to argue, but he outright said it in the dialogue. You cannot dispute it when it's outright said in the dialogue.
I thought it was saying the bracelet only had enough for one.
But before that, he said this place is dying. This place being the Neversphere.
All right, Kuchiri, I'm reading the wiki. It says he's in the Nethersphere. I'm going to believe that.
Thank you.
But I have proven Wiki's wrong before.
You're not proving the dialogue wrong. He was in the Neversphere, because that's how the boy came back.
How does that work anyway? How does that boy...
Yeah, because he doesn't have a body. His mind was in the Neversphere.
Well, technically, none of them have bodies, so how in the world could any of them come back?
Yeah, that whole scene makes no sense.
Well, Danny could technically
it's
have one.
It's sad as anything, though. I was crying.
I didn't cry, but it was the closest I came to it in the episode.
It's like, he's like, there's only enough power for one person to come through, and you see this body come through, and it's the little boy. It's like, no!
I have to laugh at people who wanted it to be Osgood.
That makes no sense because he never met Osgood.
Like, I like her too, but
no,
can we stop cooking at straws at this point?
Yeah.
She's not... It's not the Zygon her that was killed. She didn't tamper with the Master's device to make it teleport instead of disintegrate. She's dead and she's not coming back. I'm sorry.
She's dead. This is an ex-Osgood.
Whatever happened to the Zygons?
You're just determined to do all the references today, aren't you, Kat?
Yes.
All the references.
No, but what happened to the Zygons, though?
We never found out. Just another one of those unresolved plot lines.
We're never seeing or heard from
Moffat?
again.
Moffat.
All right, we get it.
Moffat.
Moffat is the Antichrist at this point. We get it. It's getting a bit
I
repetitive,
don't
guys.
think we get it yet, Rainiac. I don't think
It's
we
getting a
get
bit
it yet.
repetitive. It's probably the reason why Fresno is refusing to talk much on this.
I wouldn't say refusing, is don't really have an option.
Look, I am trying to fix the Nethersphere connection, but it's breaking up, okay? I'm doing what I can.
But he
Cut me
had,
some
he had the
slack.
perfect way to get Danny back and get him on the TARDIS for Series 9 to boot, and then he bottled it.
Well, no, this actually makes perfect sense because Danny is the kind of person who'd be like, okay, I killed this kid completely by accident, and that's not right.
Yes,
This is
it
eating
fits
me up
Danny's
for
character
ages.
to a T, but can we ever have a companion give a happy ending in a Moffat series?
Martha did.
That
She
wasn't
got
a
to marry
Moffat
Mickey.
series.
Oh,
Series 5 to 8, Amy and Rory, dead in the past.
Oh no.
Hey, they were
got
still
to live.
together. They were
Yeah,
still together.
they got to live their whole lives together. In fact, Karen Gillian has actually said that she actually hated that her character had a happy ending. She actually wanted her character to die. Like,
Oh, fair enough.
It's
Yeah.
like, as sad as that scene was, they did get to at least be together.
Well, I wouldn't
in the
call that a
end.
happy ending myself, but fair enough.
but they got to live their whole lives together. Like, that's what they honestly wanted.
And arguably, even worse than Danny, even though Danny is about to die because the Nethersphere is dying and he can't come through because of the bracelet now being depowered, the worst ending in this episode is reserved for Clara. Poor Clara.
Oh, God.
If this is really her final episode, Jenna Coleman's last episode, this feels like a really underwhelming way to go out.
It's not.
There are rumors she's in the Christmas special.
Well, someone also flat out says it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. We have an unresolved question in the cafe scene too. What on earth was Clara going to tell the Doctor?
That she wasn't going to go with them anymore?
No, because that
Danny was dead.
That Danny was dead or that she was pregnant.
No. She was...
No, she was going to tell him that Danny was dead.
No, she was going to tell him that she wasn't going to travel with him anymore. She was saying it right before he showed up. You know.
I don't think that's what she was going to tell him. But
look, everybody shut up. She was trying to tell the Doctor that Danny did not come through. More than likely, she wanted to have a little help with getting the boy back to his parents, if they're still even alive. That's what That's what the wiki said. That's what the wiki says. That she's there with the Doctor to meet him about Danny. I'm going to believe that because that's exactly what it sounds like. You're all wrong.
There was some nice symmetry in the cafe scene where they were both lying to each other.
It was so sad and so stupid.
And you get the sense that their relationship had completely broken down and the chemistry was gone and it just couldn't continue. So in that sense, the scene did its job. However, with you telling me this isn't Jenna Coleman's last episode, that kind of ruins it.
It's so stupid because they're both lying to each other about things that could break their own hearts. And it's like they could work through it if they would just talk to each other, but no!
And we see this in arguably one of the better done scenes of the episode, and certainly of the ending, where the Doctor takes the coordinates that Missy gave him, goes there, and there's nothing there. It's just black space.
And he is ticked.
And he is so upset, he starts punching the TARDIS console.
One of the few things that he actually loves more than anything else in this whole entire world. Universe, whatever.
I mean, this was brilliantly acted, wasn't it?
That was beautiful.
Well, Missy got the last laugh.
She won. She flat out won. It's just like her to play mind games with the Doctor. And it's too early to resolve the Gallifrey subplot. The lost Gallifrey subplot. It's too early to resolve that.
Yeah, that's more like having it during like their 60-year anniversary.
And I just want to throw something out there that could just be down to a mistake in the dialogue. But earlier, when the Doctor's talking about the Gallifrey being lost in another dimension, he says, well, yes, it's in another dimension. No, it isn't lost. Is it entirely possible she wasn't lying, and that is where Gallifrey is, but in another dimension?
That would probably be like the big season finale thing of next season.
That would be a nice twist for Series 9.
She is really good at giving half-truths. Like that scene where she pops up and makes them believe that she is a robot.
I love that scene.
So it's obvious she's really good at half-truths, so it could be that she told him the coordinates knowing that he wouldn't think to look inside of a different dimension.
Or the coordinates, or she told, like, what if, like, the Gallifrey is there, and I don't know the actual coordinates. I don't know how she actually said the actual coordinates or whatever. But, like, the 4 sets of numbers are in, like, different orders.
Yeah, that's another possible one, but the Doctor recognised those coordinates because he said that's where it was before.
You know, instead of, like, 10, 0, 11, 0, 0 by 0, 2, what if it's, like, 0, 0, 10, 11, 0, 2 by 0?
That would be kind of fiendish.
Yeah, it's something like that, you know.
Also, one thing about that scene that I would have preferred to have added in there, though it's just my personal preference, I'll admit that right away. When he's punching the console, Doctor's punching the console, if they'd superimposed Missy laughing her head off, like in the background, I would have loved that. Because when the Doctor sets fire to John Sims' body at the end of The Last of the Time Lords, you hear him laugh his head off.
Well, no, because then that would have made people think, oh, Missy is still alive. And apparently he wants to keep that a secret.
But they didn't think that John Sim was still alive.
Well, technically he wasn't. They brought him back from the dead.
The idea was
magic.
his laughter was in the Doctor's head, or you could just hear it as an echo. But I think it would have worked. But it's just a personal thing. We also got a really heart-tugging line. Never trust a hug. It's just a way to hide your face.
And they're both starting to cry.
Yeah, I think they both realised deep down the other was lying to them. They just didn't have the heart to tell the other person that. And that final shot of Clara wandering off down the high street, that was really underwhelming.
I don't know. I think that pretty much sums up the entire episode. This is a depressing episode.
Oh, isn't it just?
And it's like, if you tried to do anything... Like, in the scene in the cafe where they're lying to each other, you know, the Doctor is saying, oh, he found Gallifrey, and Clara is saying, yeah, I'm going to go live with Danny. And there's this happy, cheerful music over top of it. It's like, no! No, this is not a happy scene.
They played the music from Trenzalore, though, when the Doctor was punching the console, which was a nice touch.
But it's like, you don't play happy music when they're lying to each other about something so heart-wrenching.
But
It
isn't that what
confuses
they
me.
do best? Isn't that what they do best, though?
Yeah, and if, by the way, if that shot of her wandering down the high street is the way her story ends, that sucks. However, fear not, because it seems the story isn't quite over yet. Because halfway through the credits...
Can I say it now?
Do it.
Motherfucking Santa!
Yeah.
After, you know, it shows off the cast of characters. Right after we get to the end of the cast of characters, it shows a random scene of the Doctor being all depressed in the middle of the TARDIS.
And then Santa
Cooey!
bursts in like, nope, this isn't the end, bitch!
Hello, Doctor. You know it can end like that. We need to get this sorted quickly. She's not alright, and you know, neither are you.
That's like the biggest fuck you to any fans who were depressed at the end of that episode. Oh my god.
We didn't even get a chance to ponder what we just watched. It's like, no, you must be happy. Nick Frost is Santa Claus.
But Jenna Coleman and Capaldi's back.
Is that confirmed that Jenna Coleman's back?
Well, it kind of has to be. He does say she's not all right.
With this show, I don't know what to think anymore.
Goddamn Santa Claus.
He'll be fun for the Christmas special, but could they not put this scene at the end of the credits?
I know, it's like everybody's all depressed, and then all of a sudden Santa comes in, kicks down the door, is like, boom, bitch, Santa in the house.
Or better yet, could they not have saved that for the Children in Need preview that we got tonight? That we haven't seen, by the way, because at the time of recording this, not all of us had seen it. So I don't know what happened in it. Anyway, yeah, that was Death in Heaven.
God damn it, Moffat.
So, what do we all think overall? I'm going to go to Fresno first.
I ain't got anything to say that has been already said.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. Kuchiri, overall, what do you think about Death in Heaven?
Lazy?
Is that what you think of it? Just lazy?
It was good. I liked some of the scenes. I like some of the callbacks, but in reality, it just felt lazy.
Okay. I think I already know what you're going to say, Kat, but let me have it.
I liked it.
Well,
I mean, it has its obvious problems. You know, the plot is a little weak in places, and it doesn't always, work out correctly. But Missy was fun. It was nice to see Osgood again, even though, she died. And the plot wasn't too bad, because it kind of makes sense for the idea of, hey, there's a whole bunch of, dead people just laying around. Let's put them to use.
Yeah.
And it's like, Clara was fantastic with her scenes with Danny, and Danny was fantastic with his scenes with Clara, and it was heartbreaking and heart-wrenching, and I hated every minute that I was crying, but I also loved it.
So
it was beautiful and horrible. It was a beautiful disaster.
So in that respect, you're saying the episode did its job?
Yes. It made me cry like a little baby, and it made me hate Moffat a little bit more.
Beautiful disaster is a very good way to put it. Overall, I felt a little let down by this one. Not as let down as I felt the first time I watched it. As Fresno can testify, I went on Skype and I said, "Oh God, I hate this," and
Yeah, I know. I was
Moffat
there.
out. But I calmed down, and I was more reacting to what happened to Osgood, Missy, and Danny. But I still feel that and as I already pointed out, Missy's not going to be dead, and goodness knows what's going to happen with the other two. But I still feel that given the incredibly well set up first part, Dark Water, it didn't quite live up to the expectations.
This is one of those episodes where I think it's a popcorn episode. You forget about the plot and what's happening in the background. You stop nitpicking and you just enjoy what's going on screen.
That's basically how I watched it.
It's like Love and Monsters from the 10s era.
Of course, I'm in the minority.
Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that episode. It's terrible. It's awful. It's horrible. It is the funniest thing I have ever seen. It is so stupid, it's hilarious.
I don't think you're in the minority. I mean, I think we're all saying we liked it. It's just things that we think could have been done better.
Well, no. One cat was saying this is an episode where you turn your brain off and don't nitpick. I'm in the minority because we spent an hour and a half saying this doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense, this doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense, fuck Moffat.
Well, yeah, that's what you do afterwards, is you make fun of it, and then you realize, oh, I don't really give a shit, and then I'm going to watch it anyways. This isn't any Forest of the Night, that's for sure.
You make up a very good point about... You brought up a very good point about the popcorn nature of it. There were some absolutely brilliant individual moments within the episode. Problem is, that's kind of what I've come to expect from Stephen Moffat now.
Well, yeah, because Moffat isn't a great writer.
He seems to care more about setting up exciting set pieces than having a coherent plot running throughout. What he doesn't seem to realise... Those two things are not mutually exclusive.
Like I said, he is the Michael Bay of TV.
No, I will not have that insult.
Without the racism.
I will not have that insult levied on him, okay?
Well, no. He does have the sexism, though.
Yes, he has sexism, but not racism.
I can see
he at least has everybody of color well represented.
I can see why Fresno is
tend to die,
tuned
but
out
still.
At this point. But yeah, I think this was still probably the best finale we've had since the Pandora opens The Big Bang.
I didn't like that one, so meh.
Okay, fair enough. It's all subjective.
Wait. Isn't this like the only two-part finale since?
No, I said that the best finale since Pandora opens Big Bang. I'm counting Series 6 and 7 in that as well.
If this was the finales from 6, 7, 8, then yes, that your logic is sound.
Right, well, we've been talking for nearly 100 minutes, so it's probably time to wrap it up here. One more thing, Missy can't return fast enough. If she's
I won't be surprised. I would not be surprised if the Christmas special ends with her.
Missy versus Santa Claus.
I don't think that's going to happen, but if she returns next year, I'm all for it. More Michelle Gomez in this series, please. So, next time, we don't know what's going to happen.
I hope they bring Gus back.
It's probably for Series 9.
I know, but still, I hope that after everything is done, they bring him back. He was fun.
We've got the Christmas special, but at the time of recording this, we don't have a title.
Santa Claus.
There was a trailer at the end of the episode, a TV trailer. It didn't show a whole lot. It showed some snow, Capaldi, Santa, and some xenomorph-looking aliens. And I don't know if Jenna Coleman's in it, although Kuchiri keeps claiming that she definitely is. People are claiming they've seen her in the trailer.
Who else is Santa talking about she? Right after this whole scene between the two of them.
Doesn't
Who
mean
else
she's
is
in
Santa?
it, though.
How the...
Alright, doesn't mean
Okay.
she's in it as a main part. Could be a cameo.
Wikipedia says she's the companion.
Like Amy said, had a cameo at the end of the Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe. But if Wikipedia says she's the companion, then she's obviously the companion. Who am I to outvote Wikipedia for crying out loud? Anyway.
But what I'm trying to say, though, it could have been, why would he say something's not right? There's going to be something in this episode that regards Santa trying to fix what's wrong between the Doctor and Clara. That's what's probably going to happen.
As much as I love Danny Pink as a character, if the resolution is that Santa snaps his fingers and Danny is suddenly magically returned to life, I'm gonna punch something.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. Honestly.
So, wait, are you trying to say that Santa Claus is a necromancer?
Probably.
You know what I mean. If they just try and wave it off with, oh, Christmas miracle, he's back to life now.
That's honestly probably what they're going to do.
Oh,
Santa is a necromancer and makes all the Christmas carols really dark.
it certainly does. Anyway, that was the Death in Heaven review. It went on for a long, long time, although it was a 60-minute episode. I'd like to thank my three guests very much for joining me. Thank you to Kuchiri, Kat, and Fresno.
Screw Moffat.
And we'll see you at Christmas for the Christmas special that doesn't have a title yet. And I don't know if it'll be all four of us again or what. Given how Fresno kind of feels, it might not be all four of us.
Santa!
That's the best way to end as any. Till then, folks, bye.